Welcome to Delmarva Urban Chat. I'm the host of the show, Demetria Marshall Leonard, and today we're going to be talking to the mayor of Salisbury, Maryland. Who but else? Jack Heath. Jack Heath is a phenomenal mayor. He's cool, he's laid back, and I'm so glad that he came on our show this morning. So we're going to ask him a couple of questions. How you doing today, Jack?
Demetria, it's very nice to be here with you.
So could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, since I'm old, I have a lot to tell, but I will make it brief. Most of my career, I started my career in teaching, and then I went into the business world, and to make a long story short, I ended up running several companies and learned a tremendous amount along the way. First of all, I'm married to my wife Linda, who's put up with me for all these 56 years, and
Wow.
I have 3 children and 6 grandchildren, and love them all to death. And but getting back to how I got to this position, it's pretty interesting, really. I started to go to council meetings during the time when there was some ineffective things going on. And I was a little bit upset, more than a little bit upset, with the way the council people treated each other, the lack of civility in the council. And I would go home and complain to my wife. And I did this for several weeks, and then probably after a month, she said to me, "I don't want to hear it anymore."
Do something.
She said, "If you're not willing to do something about it, I don't want to hear it."
That part.
So a couple of people talked to me. I knew nothing. I'm not a politician.
Right.
And I talked to a couple of people, and they said, "No, you should try it." And I did. And I ran. The first time I ran against Mayor Jake Day. And he kicked my butt, to say the least. But I learned a lot. I pay attention, and I learned from previous experience. And it was interesting because by the end of that period of time when we were campaigning, we could almost finish each other's sentences, which shows that we were really on the same page. So towards the end of I think the second year he was in office, as council president, one of the members resigned.
Right.
And as we do now, if there's an opening, people sign up for those that are interested. And I signed up along with 18 other people, and in our district, and went through an interview process and evaluation, and the council picked me, and I was appointed to the council. And then I decided to run for the next election, and I won, and I became council president, and the rest is history.
So, you said you started out teaching. I want to know what made you start teaching, and that is so important right now.
I had some great teachers when I was a kid, and not just in grammar school and in high school, but also in college. And I was a basketball player, and I played basketball in high school, and I played basketball in college, and coaches are teachers too.
Right, they are.
And I learned as much from my coaches about life and teamwork and the roles of team members. And I was always impressed with that. And I loved my sport. So when I got out, I said, and I graduated as a chemical engineer. And so I was very good in math and science. I loved math and science. So when I got out, I decided to go into teaching for a little while. And my wife was a teacher, so we both taught. taught, and I coached basketball, and I coached baseball. And it was going very well, and I loved every minute of it. But then we decided to have a family. Mm-hmm. And in 1970, 71, teachers didn't make much money at all.
Right.
And we had decided and talked about it, and we decided as a family that Linda would like to stay home with the children and raise the children, which left me working as a teacher by myself. Mm-hmm. And it was very difficult. We couldn't make two ends meet. So I ended up getting, I would teach all day, and then I had a part-time job as a quality control technician.
Wow.
From when I got out of coaching until midnight.
So you really was
and I was
taking
working
care of your family.
Yeah. But that took a lot out. The worst part about it was I didn't have enough. I was supporting the family the best I could, but I couldn't spend enough time with them because I was sleeping
or sleeping.
Yeah. So I eventually had my first boss, who was tremendous, had two companies, and he asked me if I would run. It was a small company, only 20 employees, and that's how I started my business career.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So, I want you to explain the mayor system in Wicomico County, in Salisbury. Most people think the mayor runs all of Salisbury, and they don't understand that they don't. They're in the city limits and not the county, and what we have here is a strong mayor system.
Yes.
Could you explain to the viewers what that is and where the city limit starts and stops, so they could understand that better? Because I remember, and I want to get on this in a few, about the homelessness in Salisbury. I just remember I went on Route 50 and I explained this to someone. I went on Route 50 and we do outreach, and we go to feed the homeless, and we went in the woods, but it was not in city limits.
Right.
And when I posted on Facebook, the first thing, and this is when Jake was in office, the first thing the people was like, yeah, because Jake's not doing his job. I'm like, that is county limits, and the city actually crossed the line to go help this lady. Like, literally, really, the city helped her the same night that I asked, and the county didn't do nothing. And I don't want to get in the county city like it's because I don't get into that. I don't get into the quarreling, but I'm just stating the facts of what happened that night. Could you explain to us, like, what is the difference, and what do the mayor of Salisbury cover in our area? Like,
yeah, okay. It's a little complicated. I didn't even know this until, several years after we moved down here. Mm-hmm. First, let's talk about the city and the county area. Mm-hmm. There are places inside the city limits that are still county. Mm. For instance, Taney Avenue and is in the county, where Loblolly is in the city, and they cross. And there are pockets like that all over the city that was left over from the old urban service districts that were created when people wanted to hook up to the sewer system and the water system. So there is a outside area that the city has around itself, but there are pockets inside of that area that are actually county, and a lot of people don't know that. So you were also asking about the mayor's position and what happens.
The strong mayor system.
Yeah, there are two systems. There's more than two, but the two that involve mayors, one is a strong mayor system and one is a weak mayor system. We have a strong mayor system, which means the mayor takes care of the executive branch and the council takes care of the legislative branch. the mayor does not get a vote on the council. So it's important that the mayor and the council work together.
That part.
Because if you don't have a relationship and where you have a good rapport with each other, nothing gets done. On the weak mayor system, the mayor actually has a seat on the council, and when he gets a vote on what's being addressed. So that's the major difference. I like the strong mayor's position. When it says strong mayor, it doesn't mean he's all powerful and he can override everything. He's responsible for the executive branch, which essentially in business would be the operations branch, where the council deals with ordinances and resolutions, which is the legislative branch. So, and the mayor can bring up legislation, and the council can initiate legislation. So it can come from both ways. I think it's a very representative form of government, and it's working right now. It's working very well in the city.
Thank you. So we got a couple of more questions. Next question that I have for you is like music. I'm not gonna get him to sing because I don't know if he's gonna do it with me or not. Y'all know we got in the mix, but I'm not gonna get him to sing. But I want him to tell me his favorite music genre or his favorite music, because everybody loves music, honey.
My favorite music always has been Motown. I grew up in the height of Motown, and my second favorite is disco, only because of my age. But both of those, and it was interesting because during that period of time, I'm going to tell you how many years ago that was, but during that period of time, there was a transition that went from Motown into disco. Donna Summer. You can go down and name the names, and and I understood everything they sang. I could understand all the lyrics. I could understand the meaning behind what they were saying, and it had a message.
That part.
I love it. So
I wanted to get him to sing Motown so bad. But I ain't gonna do it to him.
No coaching. It was no coaching.
I love Motown. Motown, like, it just takes me back to my mom era, just waking up in the morning. And that was the cleaning music. Like, turn the music on and we get ready to clean. Don't touch my radio, because that's what she would say. Another thing, oh goodness, I've been wanting to say this for a long time. I remember, and this is under Jake, but I still think the city should treat me. Okay, I was walking downtown trying to find the ugly pie, and I had on my cowboy boots, and they was pink. They was cute. This is when they was revitalizing downtown, and everything was messed up. I broke my heel. So I said, when I do get the chance to speak to the mayor, I didn't get a chance to speak with him. I'm speaking with you. I want a slice of cake.
A slice of cake?
Yes, for my pain.
I will get you a slice. The Ugly Pie, by the way, is my favorite place.
Yes, I was looking for it.
Oh, well, they're moving, you know.
Where?
They're moving. You know where Minuteman Press used to be? Up by... They're going to move there because it's too small for them now, based on their business.
Ugly Pie is good.
They have the best pies. We started out buying the individual ones, but they didn't make it home, so we ate them in the car. So we ended up now we buy the big pies, and then you can put them in the refrigerator and you can keep cutting them up.
And that makes it home, because you ain't going to eat a whole pie in the car.
Right.
So,
well, not yet, but yeah.
I love pie too, and actually I think cheesecake is pie, and I don't care who argue with me, the height and the length of it that's pie. I just want to let y'all know that. One more thing I have to ask you. What is your favorite eating spot? What is your
Ooh,
go-to?
I've got a bunch. I have a
me
new.
three.
I have it. I have. Okay, I'll give you three. This is tough. This is a tough one. I'll tell you my favorite spot now, and it just opened or reopened. It's La Roma. Used to be Vinny's La Roma, where the the barbecue place is now. He used to be in there, and then he retired. Well, his son Joey is a chef, and is a very good chef. I wouldn't say Vinny will never speak to me if I say he's as good as his dad, but he is very good, and that's a very good restaurant. I enjoy that. Another restaurant that I like is Fratelli's. I like Fratelli's.
Me too.
I like Mission Barbecue for a little change of pace, and they've been. The one thing I can say about our restaurants and the owners of our restaurants, they get involved in the community.
Yes, they do.
You know, that's one thing I love about Salisbury. When you have a need and there's something that has to be taken care of, people step up.
Yes, they do.
Don't ask them to change anything. They don't like change, but when push comes to shove, they show up.
Yes, they do.
I mean, we change every week when we go out to eat. So it could be Brew River, it could be Market Street Inn. We have the greatest selection
Of food.
It's amazing. I'm a little heavier than I was, but it's amazing the amount of excellent food places we have here. Yeah.
Y'all heard him. Y'all heard the mayor. He said he loves to eat like I do. So, thank you. I want to just thank everybody for letting us come into your living room and grace your presence. And thank you for Mayor Heath for allowing me to interview you. This is one cool dude. I've known Mayor Heath for a good 5 years, and he's always been the same, and always been the same. And he wants change. He's not afraid of change. So I just thank him for coming on the show. And we will see you the next time. And yes.